Good morning, traders. I really hope you have had a great week so far. Let's have a look what we have for the rest of the week. Now, in terms of calendar, as we were expecting the Oz rate to drop by 25 basis points, which is what market has done, even though the Aussie has weakened for a slight bit, I wasn't expecting it to be to be that weak anyway. Just it was a temporary drop to the downside, and the market has pumped back up. Now, it is exactly going to be the same thing for the dollar as well, which I'll show you shortly how we are going to trade it for the rest of the week. Now, today we had the wage growth index quarter on quarter from the Oz side. Again, instead of 0.9%, which was the last actual, the expectations was 0.8%, which is what market has given us anyway. And we have seen that Aussie has started to gain some momentum. It will be continuing the same momentum tomorrow as well, with the unemployment rate dropping and employment change getting better. Now, tomorrow we are expecting GDP month on month, as I've mentioned on Sunday, that GDP last two times was negative for the UK. Now, if this time it will be negative as well, UK will be officially in recession. Okay. Now, they're not expecting it this time, but if we have something like that is in a negative territory, we would expect GBP to fall. Remember, the early part of this week, we were expecting all the GBP pairs to move upside, which is what you have seen anyway. Now, what's next? From tomorrow onwards, I'll show you what we are expecting, and most likely we're going to get that structure anyway. Along with that, we have a core PPI month on month. Again, tomorrow we'd expect market to start gaining some momentum for the dollar. Today, it will be probably downside. From tomorrow onwards, we'll start to gain some strength. And then on Friday, we'll have another, drop come in, okay? Come in from the core retail sales month on month and retail sales month on month side. And then Empire State Manufacturing Index, again, expectation is negative 1.2 compared to the last 5.5. Now, if this negative number becomes even further negative, you're going to expect a decent drop in dollar. Okay. Now, how does that align with the structure? Let's find out. DXY. Now, remember, we were expecting DXY to give us a push to the upside first half of the week. Market has actually given you this spike to the upside here. A strong one, actually. We were expecting a reaction above this top here, 99.4, 99.5. Market has pretty much tapped that level and then came right back down here. Now, again, some of you might not see this spike. It is pretty much to do with your broker, but this is the spike market has given us anyway. Now, what's next? I'm expecting the reaction to be coming in this zone here, 97.7, 97.5. In these two, levels, you are going to expect a reaction. Today, we might actually be keep crawling to the downside like this, pushing up slowly, going down, pushing up slowly, going down. And in this zone here, tomorrow we'll start to go to the upside back again towards the 98.5 zone here, 98.2 to 98.5 zone. From this level, if market does not consolidate, then the day after, which is going to be on Friday, market is going to pump right back down here, breaking this bottom here. Okay, that's the only case if market does not consolidate like this after tomorrow. Okay, so essentially today downside, tomorrow upside, and towards the end of tomorrow we want market to actually be slowly going to the upside towards this zone here, and then day after with the retail sales we would be expecting market to drop. Okay, that's the plan for the rest of the week. Euro dollar also, it was expected to go to the downside, give us a corrective structure, which is what market has done. Now again, it is going to the upside. Let the market take the top, come back down again tomorrow most likely, and then push right back up once more. The next reaction is going to be 1175. Bear that in mind. I would not buy this from here. I would wait for the market to drop to the downside. Now you might ask, Steve, why the drop? Because this structure is not completed yet. This drop to the downside could actually be quite a bit sharper and deeper, which means it could come back into this zone here before it goes to the upside to take this top here. Okay, so best case scenario, waiting for this zone, market coming back below 1165 and then pumping right back towards 1175. So that's the 100 pips is your trade that you can look for if market gives us what we are expecting. Pound dollar is not going to be, as I've said to you on Sunday, pound is going to be extremely strong. Okay, as you can see here, market has actually gone back up towards very close to 34935, and then came back down 34 below, and then came right back up here. Now remember, if market keeps going to the upside the way it is going right now, it is pretty much a corrective structure forming. Tomorrow with the retail sales or the GDP data, would be expecting market to break down once more if the data is negative, and that would be, I wouldn't sell it. I would wait for this to drop so I can buy it. Okay, because remember, once market will start to go to the upside after this drop, it will be not only just breaking this top or this top, it will be heading for this top. And I explained it on Sunday to exactly what level that is going to go to. Okay, but again, first wait for this drop. You want to trade this drop, you can certainly do that. I wouldn't, because for me, I usually go for the trending trades, but that does not mean that you cannot. Okay, what you can do is from this level onwards, you can always wait for the market to give you a sell setup, and then keep an eye on this one. And as soon as market goes into your profits and you have 50 to 60 pips, keep taking partial profits. Okay, and keep moving your stops. That is the way to go, but do not hold it for long term, because this drop to the downside, it will be short lived. Even if it comes deeper, the worst case would be 1335133, this 50 pips, right? But still, it will be short lived, and then pushing right back up is going to be sharper. Aussie dollar also was expected to come down, breaking this bottom, which is what market has done, and again started to go to the upside. Let the market keep pushing to the upside. For me, it is still this corrective structure in the play, and what market is doing right now, we need this to keep going to the upside a little bit more, most likely today, and then tomorrow we can start this consolidation. And if that happens, that the next push is going to take the stop. That's what I can see for right now, for most of the majors, by the way. New Zealand dollar, pretty similar as well. We expected market to give us a corrective structure early part of the week, which is what market has done. Now this push to the upside is going to keep on pumping to the upside today, and then tomorrow we'll expect market to give us a corrective structure just above 60. And again, that has to be a corrective structure. If it is not a corrective structure, you want to sell it, go for it. But from above 60, market should talk to us. Okay. Dollar yen was also expected to go to the upside to tap 1848, 149. That 100 pips was the reaction level. Market has actually tapped above and now coming to the downside. This corrective structure could actually end up being a slightly messier, doing something like this, going right back up, then coming back down. In all the cases, for me right now, if you want to sell it, certainly you can do it today. But tomorrow, I'd be careful. Okay. For today, the reaction is going to be at least 70 to 80 pips from the current level. But at the same time, I would be making sure as soon as market breaks this bottom here, 5475, I'd put it to break even. So again, if you're already in, then it's a good trade. If you're not already in, then wait. Because yen pairs and the chief pairs, they're not really the good pairs for this week, apart from one exception, which is what I gave it to you on Sunday, chief yen. Dollar chief also has got some more downside. Even if it pulls back, it will be still going to the downside. This is not a complete corrective structure until market comes down here. So I'll be expecting a reaction somewhere here. Once market goes here and then gives you a buy, that might not be a bad one for a one more push to the upside. Eventually, it's going to come back up, taking 818 level. Okay. So the lower this will go, the better. Then you can trade this to the upside to make at least 150 to 200 pips. Dollar CAD was our trade of the week. Again, we expected market to go to the upside towards 38, which is what market has done. It has tapped the level. Now, again, what's next? That might be the question you have in mind. Again, we are expecting market to take some more time here to the downside here, and one more push to the upside. That would be pretty much, completing this corrective structure. Okay. Now, that push to the upside might actually be strong depending on the data tomorrow. But for now, the structure thing is pretty much getting ready for one more corrective structure here, and then a one more push to the upside for the rest of the week. EURUCAD as expected, kept on pushing to the upside. Remember, it's going to take this top here precisely towards 61.5. So again, if it pulls back here, that's your trade. Otherwise, do not enter. It's already gone to the upside. Okay. Similar for the rest of the CAD alternatives as well. Do not enter as yet because most of them, they will be going to the upside, but they need a pullback. If you enter from here, they will start the pullback, you'll get stuck, and then by the time it is ready to go to the upside, you're already frustrated and you wouldn't be able to hold the trade. Okay, that's why timing is very, very critical in the market. Many traders, they know how to trade, but they don't know when to trade. Okay, the day you realize that when to trade is a critical part of this trading plan, you would understand and you will be able to make consistent money in this business. Okay, now EURUSD was also one of the trades of the week. Again, we expected market to give us a reaction just below this level here. That was a push to the upside. Now market is correcting. After that, one more push to the upside to take this top would be ideal. Again, I'd expect market to give me that push to the upside within this week. After that, it can start to go to the downside. Remember, that's the last push that is left in this structure. Once this structure is over, would be expecting market to give us a sharp drop to the downside. Okay. And now that drop, do you want to trade it? Entirely up to you. For me, I would, if market gives me that, I would trade this one against this. Okay. So keep that in your mind. The first is the upside and then the downside. Both of them can happen within this week. So keep an eye on this one and keep moving your stops and keep making money. Euro New Zealand. Now, Euro New Zealand also, this might actually be coming a slightly deeper if it gives you a corrective structure for one more drop, but eventually it's going to come right back up to take the stop once more. Once market has done that, it will be ready to go to the downside for a deeper drop. For me, every time market is coming back into this territory from now onwards, it is going to give you a decent reaction for a sell setup. Okay, so keep that in your mind. This is the zone 9650, 9700. That's the level where you need to be keeping an eye on. Every time market comes in there and gives you a sell, you go for it. Euro GBP as expected has been going to the downside. This is just a part of a consolidation. It probably would be giving us a slightly bigger one this time. Very close to 87, and then after that, one more break to the downside will be breaking this bottom and this bottom as well before we look for any more buys. For now, if market keeps consolidating to the upside here, one more drop can happen. So again, if you want to trade this to the downside, you can certainly do that, but wait for the pullback first. Euro yen was also expected to go to the upside. Keep moving to the upside. Remember, until chief yen goes to 184, this thing is not going to back down. Even if it comes down here, it's going to push right back up here. The next reaction that I'm expecting would be 173.5. Again, from the current level, that's a 70 pips to the upside. If you want to do that, and if you want to trade it, entirely your call. Bear that in mind. I would wait for this one to break down, then go back up with this being a correction. Okay. Euro Chief as expected, completed this corrective structure, pushed right back up. It is heading to take this top here. Let the market do that. 955 is going to be the next reaction level. Once market has tapped that, we'll see what market has for us. Pound CAD for the upside is also one of the trades that I gave it to you on Sunday. Again, if you are in the trade, it's good that you are holding the trade from these levels, because remember last week we gave you this trade from this box here, okay, to the upside. So far from last week, it's a 400 pips up. Now, remember one thing, it's not about you actually being in the trade and not looking at the market. Okay, when you're actually trading the structures like that, you need to always make sure that what you're trading is making sense and market is actually showing you that direction in the charts. Now, if you're in the trade, how you are going to manage it? You're going to manage it by taking some partials as soon as market taps the stop here. And at that level, you might want to actually, move your stops, your first trade somewhere here or somewhere here. Okay, 83.50 below. And once market will do something like this, which is what's going to happen probably in this week itself, then you trade this to the upside. It is heading to take this top and this top. Okay, still we have at least a good 200 pips to go to the upside, but wait for this to drop so you can actually, instead of making 200 pips, you make 300 pips. Okay, that's the plan. But you know the direction. That's the direction. The direction is to go to the upside here. And just the way it is, for those of you who are not in yet, and for those of you who are watching on YouTube, please make sure do not enter blindly, because if you do not know our strategies, you would actually end up being stuck. As I've said to you, if you do not know when exactly to enter, you'll get frustrated and you'll be actually, over trading in the market and giving your money away to the market. So the wise thing is, if you do not know what to do and how to trade it, learn how to trade it. Okay. Now, how you are going to trade this one, as I've said to you, corrective structure is something that I'm expecting as soon as market taps very close to this order block. Okay. Pound yen also as expected. I said that to you, it is heading eventually to take this top as well. Market has given you this pullback and then went right back up here. Now this corrective structure is going to be in the play very soon here. Something similar like this one here. Something similar like it could be even similar like this one here. Okay, before market goes to the upside once more. Again, for me, chief and the yen pairs are not really the great pairs for this week to trade, with the exception of chief yen. Pound chief was also expected to go to the upside, taking 90 level, which is what market has done. From this level, even if it goes to the upside to take the top, it will not last that long. It will barely just break the top, and then market needs to give me the reaction. Now, the reaction to the downside could be corrective or could be impulsive. In both the scenarios, the downside after breaking this one or without breaking this one, even from now onwards, if it gives you a pullback on the smaller time frame, that's your trade. Go for it. Okay. Downside is what I can see here. But wait for the structure to actually break down with the strategies that we have taught you. You can certainly go to a lower time frame, choose the BR strategy. Pound Oz was also expected to go tap in this top here, which is what market has done for me. Now, even if it goes to the upside, which looks likely because Euro Oz has got one more push to the upside. So this might well be going for one more push up as well, right? Now, in terms of the structure, this is a complete structure for me. It does not need to give me any further upside, okay? But as I've said to you, it probably would be because the Euro Oz has got one more push up. This might actually be pushing up last time, taking the top, and will not be stopping that, for long, but breaking down further. This has a potential to break all the way to break this bottom once more. Remember, we traded this all the way from here to upside. This was also the trade of the week exactly from here. Okay. So again, if you have traded this to the upside and then you have waited for this one to finish and you traded this one, you did a good thing. Okay. Now, this is a very close time to take some partials. As soon as market goes taking this top here, you close your trade and then wait for the sell setup. If market does not do that, instead it will start to consolidate here, close your trade and look for yourselves. Pound New Zealand, also complete structure for me. I was waiting for the market to go breaking this top here, which is what market has done. Now from this level, as I've said to you, it probably would be pushing up one last time. 228 will be the next reaction level. From this level, we'll expect market to start giving us a slightly deeper pullback, at least a pullback, if it's not an impulse. Aussie Chief, messy, wait on this one if you can in this week. It's not really ideal to trade this one. If you have to, it's going to be something like this, sort of a messy structure going to the upside, might not break the top, but it will be coming back down once more, making something similar like this of a sort of a structure here if it wants to go to the upside. Okay. But again, as I've said to you, I'm staying away from all the chief alternatives in this week. Aussie CAD, as expected, is heading to take this top and this top. Any pullback happens, that's your chance to get in one more time to take this top. Aussie Yen, as expected, has tapped this level 96.5 and above. Again, as I've said to you on Sunday, if you have gone into the buys, keep moving your stops. It is going to go towards this zone here. It's not done yet. It will still be going to the upside, taking the top and then coming back down before it goes to the upside. It probably would be taking some more time here in this corrective structure. Once market has taken this top one more time, that's your confirmation. It is heading up to take this top, and even this top as well. Aussie New Zealand also messing around on the sideways. Even if it goes to the upside, one more break and then go back up will be something that I'll be after. So again, this is not really in this week. Stay away from the chief alternatives. Stay away from yen alternatives, unless you are in a good trade and you just need to move your stops, with the exception of chief yen, because chief yen looks like good side, good for the upside. And Aussie New Zealand, stay the hell away from this one, because this is not really the trade I would like to trade. Remember, it's all about choosing what you're trading. Okay, it's not about any random trades that you wanted to just get in because you felt like getting in. It's your hard-earned money, guys. Okay, make sure you wait for the right opportunity before you enter. Okay. New Zealand Chief, pretty similar. Again, let the market go take the top one more time here and then come back down for a slightly deeper break. Remember, this could be the potential corrective structure against this impulse, and it could be breaking down any time. But again, for me, this structure does not look like it is breaking down. Instead, it is just messing around for upside further. New Zealand yen, as expected, has been going to the upside again. If market gives you one more drop, which is what going to be a likely scenario here, one more push up, taking this top, and this top will be the scenario for us. New Zealand CAD, as expected, has been going to the upside. Again, I did mention it to you. This is a corrective structure for a push to the upside. It's heading to take this top here. Next reaction is going to be 82.5. CAD yen. Now, CAD yen is also one more drop, pushing right back up, and then a further drop is something that I'm after, with this being a correction in the middle. So let's have a look at one market is actually going to break this top here, and see how we can get the sell set up. CAD Chief, stay away from this one as well. As I've said to you, not really a good week. Trust me when I'm saying that to you. Even if you enter, you will not be able to miss this opportunity, because market is going to make you frustrated. If you are happy to do that, be my guest. Go for it. One more drop, corrective structure after, and then one more drop after is what I can see for this pair. Chief yen, on the other hand, as expected, it was a clear structure here, and then now market is just going to go to the upside until it taps 184. So from this level to 184, that's a good 80 pips. If you want to, trade it, go for it. Dollars R is also pretty much getting ready for a push to the upside. Again, it might not be today. It might just be doing something like this, and then tomorrow it will be starting something like this. And this is a corrective structure that I'm expecting for the dollars R. And similar for the dollar Mexican as well. Let the market take this bottom here, and then it's going to push to the upside either correctively or impulsively just to complete this consolidation here, and then one more break could be a likely scenario by Friday. Okay, that is pretty much all your forex pairs, guys. Remember one thing, look at this gold. Okay, with the gold, what we expected from the market is to actually give us a reaction somewhere here and then break to the downside. Towards where? Towards 33.50, which is where market is right now. Now, how do we know all of this? Because we expected market to give us a reaction from 33, 34.20, came back all the way towards 32.80. From this level, we expected market to pump right back up towards 33.65. And from this level, you see here, what market has been doing is just keep on coming back to the same level. How do we know that? The only way to know is to go and join WW Pro, because that's where we are teaching exactly how our traders and we are actually consistently predicting and consistently making money. Okay, because remember, it's you investing on yourself rather than you jumping from one place to another place and figuring out yourself. Why to waste your time? Rather actually waste your time in learning something so you can actually make some money in the next few months or years. It's the legacy you're going to leave it for your next generation. So might as well learn it properly from the people who are actually giving you every week the predictions and they're working, right? So this is what you need to understand. It's an investment for yourself. All these trades that we have been talking about, all these levels that we've been giving it to you, all of these are taught in this membership. Okay? Have a go at it. It's just simple as going towards it and then looking at it, how you can actually take advantage of each of these things. Because trust me, you do not need anything other than these to make consistent money in this business. Okay, so again, choose that right path and then keep going towards that. In the next year, this time you will be in a completely different shoes. Now, gold, as I've said to you, with the gold, this was expected anyway, either from here or from here anyway. But as I've said to you on Sunday, if it breaks down without tapping 34.15 to 34.20, it will be generating an opportunity for you. Okay. Now, how are you going to trade this one? That's the real question here. Because it has already broken down before tapping 34.15, 34.20, it just tapped 34.10, which is what we were expecting anyway. As I've told you last week, it is heading towards 34.10. That was the last week's level. This week's level would be 34.15 to 34.20. In this zone, market is going to come back to. Now, where are we going to buy it? That's the real question here. The way market is moving right now, if it keeps on moving the way it is moving, the next reaction is going to be in the 33.80, 33.70 level. At this level, if market keeps going slowly here, tomorrow with the dollar news, it can break down once more, tapping this bottom once more. Below this level here, you look for a buy. Do not miss that, because this buy is going to go all the way to tap this 34.15. So again, from here today, if you're in the trade, keep moving stops above 33.70. Take partials, put the rest at break even. Now, if market does not go to this one, instead break down, then it's going to pump right back up to the upside, because what I'm expecting is a corrective structure here, minimum. Best case scenario, it will be keep on pumping to the upside. So again, as I've mentioned, the reaction is going to be 33.70 to 33.80, precisely 33.80. Okay. But at this level, if market goes slowly from here to here, at this level, you're taking partials at least 70% off, put the 30% at break even. Now, if at this level market start to consolidate, it's not going to break down. It's going to instead push right back up to where 34.15, 34.20. That's the two levels that I'm waiting for. Now, if it breaks down from here, would I sell it? I wouldn't. I would wait for the market to break down towards 33.20, 33.25. And from that level, I'd be interested in one more push to the upside. Okay? That's the plan for the rest of the week. Let's see what market gives us. Silver on the other hand, is heading towards 38.7. Once market is there, we'll see the reaction again. If it consolidates, you want to trade it, go for it. US oil also looks like this is one more push to the upside coming before market drops to the downside, and then it will be starting the push to the upside. XPT is heading towards 1380. If it pulls back, that's your one more chance to get in towards 1380. From this level, it's not a great risk to reward. So let the market come down. If it comes down, and then you can trade this towards 1380. Nat gas is pretty much ready for me to go to the upside. Anytime it can start again. In this month, we are going to get a very decent push to the upside. In fact, at least a good, if I will be just giving you the reaction from this one, even if it breaks down, last one. Then a push to the upside, corrective structure, push to the upside. 3.5 is where I'm expecting market to actually tap in this month. Okay. So from here to here, that's a decent push to the upside. Minimum, that is. And then we'll see the reaction once market is there. GXY. Now, GXY is also, this is a consolidation. Right now, we were expecting market to complete this, which is what market is doing. It's going to do something like this and then push right back up once more. CXY, on the other hand, now this is also consolidation. This probably would take some more time here doing this. One more drop, pushing right back up, then a break to the downside. So by the time market is doing this, all the CAD alternatives, they're going to be doing the exact opposite. Yes, 10 years bond yield started to come to the upside here, but the way it is coming to the upside is quite slow, pretty much looking like this. One more drop can happen, let the market come back down towards this 4.22. Then we'll see the reaction. US30, let's have a look at them. US30 looks like this is heading towards a corrective structure, which means something like this, and then push right back up to take the top here. Okay. So again, this is going to be a corrective structure. Even if market comes to the downside as a corrective structure above this top here, which is 44.5, it's going to pump right back up towards 45.5. So that's 1,000 pips coming in here. Wait for the pullback. Similar for the NASDAQ as well. Let the market come to the downside against this and then push right back up further towards 24,200. And S&P 500 exactly the same. One more drop to the downside, just completing this corrective structure before it goes to the upside to tap 6,600. Russell 2000, that was expected to go to the upside. This was a complete corrective structure for me. Now, this corrective structure still have some more upside after this as an impulse. Next reaction is going to be 2390, 2400. We'll see the reaction there. FTSE, FTSE is going smoothly to the upside. Again, let the market come back into this zone here. And then today, it will be potentially going down again. But again, bear that in mind, all these indices, when they go to the downside, that is just generating the potential opportunity for you. Okay. So keep that in your mind. If you're trading them to the downside, do not hold them because they're going to pump right back in. Okay. DAX was also expected to go to the upside, which is what market has done. And then this is a consolidation. This consolidation might end up being a slightly bigger one doing this before it goes to the upside. All of them will be going to the upside. Just one last drop just to complete as a corrective structure. I'm not expecting a very decent impulse. I'm expecting a corrective structure. Japan 225 from these levels we have been trading at. In fact, from these levels we are trading. That's where I gave you this as being a trade of the week, so you can actually enter into the impulse. Now, is it done today? It's not done yet. It will be still going to the upside. 44,000 is going to be the next reaction level right now. It is 600 points below. So again, if you want to trade them, wait for the pullback and it will be going to the upside towards 44,000. HSI is heading to take this stop. Any pullback happens, push to the upside will be minimum breaking the stop here. Aussie 200, wait on this one. It needs one more break to the downside. 8,800 below once market will come and gives you a buy setup, then only it'll be worth it. Nifty is just getting ready for one more drop here. Again, this is a consolidation. It's not done yet. It probably would be taking some more time doing this and then one more break before market start to go to the upside. JPYX started to gain some momentum from here and this. Now, if market gives you something like this, which is what I can see happening, one more break will happen to take this bottom. And SXY looks like this is heading to the upside further. Corrective structure further. 125 and above is the next reaction level. That was your indices. Let's have a look at the cryptos. Now, again, we expected market to give us a reaction just above this one here. It actually shot up and then came right back to the same level. Now, because it has shot up and taken this top one more time, this has changed the structure to the upside, which means market does not need to come back down to break this bottom anymore. All it needs to do is just complete this consolidation here and keep pushing to the upside right back in, because this turned out to be a corrective structure now. And this is the first part of the impulse. This is a corrective structure, which is what market is making right now. Ethereum, as expected, has gone and tapped 4,500 from this level. Corrective structure is going to be the case. Something similar like this or something similar like this one here, and then a push to the upside towards 5,000. Again, remember the corrective structure might be starting just close to here as soon as market taps this top here. Okay. BNB also is going to take this top here and then give you a corrective structure for a further upside. Solana is also going to take this top here, then a corrective structure, then push to the upside towards 215. Cardano, anytime it can start this consolidation here for one more push to the upside to take this top here. XRP, pretty similar. AVAX, exactly similar. BCH, this is going to go to the upside anyway. There's no question about it. 800 is where I'm expecting this reaction to be. Wait for this and then you can enter back again. Remember, we have been in this for the long time here and we are going to pretty much keep holding on to this one until at least end of September. Shiba is also, let the market take the stop here, somewhere here, and then it's going to come back down for a corrective structure before it goes to the upside. And DOT is exactly the same. So some of these, they have pretty much, broken the structure and then ready to go for a corrective structure. Some, they might actually go first to the upside before they come to the downside. In all the cases, all these will be giving us a reaction to the downside very soon before they pump right back in. That was your cryptos. Let's have a look at the stocks. Nvidia also, again, my stance on this one. It is going to give me one more drop very soon before it goes to the upside. It will be keep on heading to the upside, no question, but I need something like this here before I look for a buy. Tesla is also pretty much doing the exact same thing. We are expecting market to take some more time here in this zone here. One drop before it goes to the upside further. Apple is heading to take this top here. Any pullback happens, that's your chance to get back in. Microsoft, one drop before it goes to the upside. Again, once more. Google is also heading to take this top here. Any pullback, that's your chance back in. Meta needs one more drop. Remember, this is heading towards 830 and above. Let the market come down. As soon as it will come back down into this zone here, you look for one more push to the upside. 830 is going to be the target. Amazon ideally would like this one to come back down before it goes to the upside. So again, for me personally, I'd add back more once market is below this level, so you can trade this all the way to take this top here. Baba is also heading to the upside. Again, even if it comes to the downside, it's not going to last. It will be just a corrected structure. And Baidu also was expected to come breaking this bottom here, which is what market has done. Now, from this level here, it is either going to give you a corrective structure or it's going to give you an impulse to the upside. And the Russian index is heading to take this top here. Let the market do it before. And then after that, we'll be heading to the downside to complete this consolidation, a bigger one. That is pretty much what I can see for the rest of the week. Guys, please make sure if you do not know our strategies, learn them. I told you that's the only way to know it. Okay? Invest onto yourself. And if you understand this, there is no way anybody can take away this knowledge from you. With that note, I shall see you on Sunday. Good luck, trade with care, and goodbye.